US President Donald Trump promised to consider providing Kiev with weapons that would force Russia to the negotiating table. This was stated by Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky. According to him, the head of the White House supports Ukraine's strikes on Russian energy and military plants in response to Russian attacks. If Russia doesn't end the war, officials working in the Kremlin should make sure they know where the nearest bomb shelter is, Zelensky threatened. He added that his immediate goal is to end the conflict. This means that Moscow will be bombed. Recently, the US president stated that Ukraine has every chance of returning to its 1991 borders. Meanwhile, the American press claims that Donald Trump had previously received information about the Ukrainian Armed Forces preparing for a new offensive. In this case, a mixture of drone and missile attacks, as well as limited ground offensives into Russian-controlled territory, could enable the Ukrainians to break the current stalemate and affect the course of the Russia-Ukraine war, argues Hudson Institute, a Washington-based think tank. The Hudson target list details 8 high-value and militarily plausible targets that Ukraine should pursue to weaken Russia's warfighting ability and increase the political cost of invading and occupying Ukrainian territory, wrote Hudson researchers Luke Coffey and Can Kasapoğlu. While a single strike against any one of these targets would not by itself constitute a decisive blow, cumulatively, a sustained attack against several of them could significantly damage Russia's military infrastructure and complicate its continued aggression, the report argues. The Volga-Don Canal, a 63-mile waterway connecting the Caspian and Black Seas, enables Russia to sail ships into the Black Sea and Iran to ship weapons to Russia. Damaging the canal's 13 locks would be difficult. Though Russian air defenses in the area are weak, Ukrainian drones and missiles would still need powerful warheads and pinpoint accuracy. However, a successful strike would deal a major geopolitical blow to Russia as well as to the Islamic Republic. Coffey and Kasapoğlu argue movement of military and commercial vessels between the Caspian and Black Sea would also slow and halt, causing economic disruption. According to the report, a joint Russo-Iranian drone factory in the Russian Republic of Tatarstan manufactures most of the Iranian-designed Shahed drones that have pummeled Ukrainian cities. While Ukraine probably can't destroy such an enormous facility through bombardment, it can target the factory's Achilles heel, its electrical supply. The factory draws electricity primarily from the Tatarstan power grid, most likely sourced by the Nizhnekamsk thermal power plant, a major generator in the region. The Hudson report noted, any disruption to this regional energy network could impact factory operations. Border crossing points between Russia and China convey Chinese electronics and other goods that sustain Russia's military and economy. In particular, 60% of cross-border rail traffic passes through the Manzuli-Zabaikalsk and Swifen-Pogranichny checkpoints. While Coffey and Kasapoğlu are careful not to advocate a Ukrainian attack on China, there are several vulnerable and critical transit checkpoints within a 100-mile radius on the Russian side of each crossing. The Hudson report identified 4 bridges that connect Russian-occupied Crimea with Russia. In addition to the Kerch Bridge, which Ukrainian attacks have periodically damaged, the Chona, Saivash, and Henichesk bridges are also vital to Russian logistics. The Russian naval base at Ochamchire in Abkhazia, a Russian-occupied region of Georgia, is another key target. Russia's Pacific Fleet bases were also included in the report's target list. Ukraine would gain leverage in escalation dominance over the Kremlin by seizing Russian-held territory in Transnistria, Coffey and Kasapoğlu said.
Italy's defense minister said Thursday that Italy has sent a second Navy ship to protect the participants of the global Sumud flotilla as the group of dozens of boats continues to navigate towards Gaza. According to Associated Press, international activists participating in the flotilla that is seeking to break the Israeli blockade of Gaza said some of their boats were attacked by drones early Wednesday while sailing in international waters south of Greece. The global Sumud flotilla said Wednesday that it was attacked during the night by unidentified drones and communications jamming. It said that, at least 13 explosions were heard on and around several flotilla boats, while drones or aircraft dropped unidentified objects on at least 10 boats. The Italian government expresses its strongest condemnation for what happened, Defense Minister Guido Crosetto told the Italian parliament Thursday morning. Actions of this type, carried out with civilian boats on the open sea, are totally unacceptable. Italian officials have said 58 Italians were in the flotilla, including some lawmakers. Crosetto said he immediately authorized the Italian Navy frigate Faison, already sailing near Crete, to intervene to provide any rescue, assistance and protection activities for people who might be in danger. He said another Navy ship, the Alpino, is also on its way, adding that it was not our intention to move military ships to wage war in a friendly country. Crosetto insisted they are simply trying to defuse the situation by trying to convince the flotilla to stop in Crete and hand their humanitarian aid over to the Italian National Catholic Bishops' Conference to ensure its delivery to Gaza. I hope that all of us will push for the acceptance of the solution of bringing this aid to Cyprus and, through the intervention of the CEI and the Italian government, to get this aid to Gaza, he said. Crosetto added that his suggested solution would allow the aid to get to Gaza without negative consequences for anyone.
Per non rallentare lo svolgimento dei lavori, utilizzeremo dei
Nella notte tra il 23 e il 24 settembre, secondo quanto denunciato dagli organizzatori della Global Sumud Flottiglia e riportato da più fonti stampa, il convoglio umanitario diretto a Gaza è stato oggetto di un attacco in acque internazionali a sud di Creta, al momento non rivendicato. Gli attivisti della Global Flottiglia parlano di un'azione condotta con sciami di droni, con il lancio di ordigni sonori e stordenti, spray urticanti e altri oggetti non identificati. Una decina di imbarcazioni, forse di più, sono state colpite. Alcune hanno riportato danni significativi alle vele e agli alberi, ma fortunatamente, per quanto riportato dagli stessi attivisti, non ci sono stati feriti. Fra coloro che navigano nella flottiglia vi sono anche dei cittadini italiani, inclusi parlamentari ed europarlamentari. È evidente dunque che quanto accaduto riguarda da vicino il nostro Paese, perché riguarda la sicurezza dei nostri connazionali in acque internazionali. Il governo italiano ha espresso ed esprime la più ferma condanna per quanto avvenuto. Azioni di questo tipo, condotte contro unità civili in mare aperto, sono totalmente inaccettabili. Dopo aver condotto una valutazione e aver sentito il Presidente del Consiglio, che si trovava a New York, ho autorizzato l'intervento immediato della fregata multiruolo Fasan della Marina Militare, che già si trovava in navigazione a nord di Creta, nell'ambito dell'operazione Mediterraneo Sicuro, approvata con la delibera missioni da questo Parlamento. La fregata Fasan ha raggiunto l'area dove navigava la Global Flottiglia per eventuali attività di soccorso, assistenza, protezione alle persone che dovessero essere in pericolo. Da questo Parlamento in materia di missioni ai sensi della legge 145 del 2006. E ho chiesto, anche grazie all'aiuto di molti di voi, fino a che punto voleva spingerci la flottiglia e se doveva essere una nostra preoccupazione il fatto che questa operazione potesse, una volta entrata nelle acque territoriali israeliane, essere rischiosa per i cittadini, per le persone che c'erano a posto. E ci siamo chiesti cosa noi potevamo fare, cosa il governo poteva fare, cosa la difesa poteva fare per fermare, per impedire che si arrivasse a un punto di non ritorno. Quello che abbiamo potuto fare era questo, quello di inviare una nave in questo momento, alla quale se ne aggiungerà un'altra, nave Alpino, che è già partita e che dispone di altre capacità, casomai servissero. Ma non è nostra intenzione muovere le navi militari per porre guerra a un paese amico. Il fatto che le alleati della NATO devono essere alla base per aprire la strada al dialogo. Per cui io consiglio e spero che tutti noi spingiamo affinché venga accettata la soluzione di portare questi aiuti a Cipro e attraverso l'intervento della CEI e del governo italiano far arrivare questi aiuti a Gaza. Sarebbe ottenuto il risultato di portare aiuti a chi ne ha bisogno e non avremmo conseguenze negative per nessuno.